My friends, I need you to stop what you're doing right now and listen to me very carefully, because what I'm about to share with you today could mean the difference between missing out on money that's rightfully yours and getting every single dollar you deserve. If you're receiving Social Security retirement benefits, SSI, SSDI, or if you're a veteran getting VA payments, there's something happening right now that you absolutely need to know about. I've been getting messages from viewers just like you, good hardworking Americans who spend decades paying into the system, and they're telling me they're confused, they're worried, and they're afraid they might miss out on benefits they've earned. And I'll be honest with you, I understand that fear because navigating this system can feel overwhelming, especially when you're hearing different things from different sources. But here's what I want you to know, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You are not alone in this. I'm here to walk you through exactly what's happening with this so-called stimulus update, what it really means for your monthly check, who qualifies, what the actual payment amounts are, and most importantly, what you need to do to make sure you don't leave a single penny on the table. You've worked too hard for too long to miss out on anything, and together, we're going to make sure you get everything you're entitled to. So grab a cup of coffee, sit down with me, and let's talk about this like family, because that's exactly what we are. Now, let me be completely straight with you about this $2,000 stimulus update that everyone's talking about. There's been a lot of confusion, and I want to clear the air right away because the last thing I want is for you to be sitting there waiting for something that isn't coming, or worse, missing out on actual benefits that are available to you right now. Here's the truth. There is not a brand new $2,000 one-time stimulus payment being sent out to all Social Security recipients this Friday. I wish I could tell you differently, but I respect you too much to give you false hope. However, and this is important, so please stay with me, there are several significant payment updates, adjustments, and potential additional benefits that, when combined for some beneficiaries, could add up to substantial amounts that many people don't even realize they're eligible for. What's actually happening is a combination of the 2025 cost of living adjustment that kicked in this January, some retroactive payment corrections that the Social Security Administration has been processing, and certain state-level supplemental programs that are issuing payments right now. For many of you, especially if you're receiving SSI or if there were errors in your previous payments, these combined amounts could be very significant. Let me break down exactly what's happening with your actual Social Security payments right now, because understanding this will help you know what to expect and when to expect it. Starting in January 2025, all Social Security retirement and disability beneficiaries received a cost of living adjustment increase of approximately 2.5%. Now, I know that might not sound like a lot, but depending on your current benefit amount, this adds up to real money every single month. If you are receiving the average retirement benefit of around $1,607 per month in 2024, your new monthly payment for 2025 is approximately $1,647. That's an extra $40 each month, which equals $480 more per year. For couples who are both receiving benefits, you're looking at close to $1,000 more annually. Now, if you're on SSI, the federal benefit rate increased from $694 per month to $711 for individuals, and for couples, it went from $1,041 to $1,066. These increases started with the December payment that many of you received on December 30th, and they continue with every payment moving forward. Here's where things get really interesting, and this is where some of you might actually see larger than expected deposits hitting your bank accounts. The Social Security Administration has been conducting what they call payment accuracy reviews, and when they find that someone was underpaid in previous months or years, they issue retroactive payments. These can be substantial. I've heard from viewers who received anywhere from $500 to over $5,000 in back payments when the SSA discovered calculation errors or missed cost of living adjustments from previous years. If you're suddenly seeing an unexpected deposit that's larger than your normal monthly amount, this could be why. Don't panic and think it's a mistake that you'll have to pay back. Check the notice that should arrive in your mail explaining the payment, and if you have any questions, you can contact the Social Security Administration directly. These retroactive payments are most common for people who recently transitioned from one type of benefit to another, people who had their disability benefits reviewed and approved for higher amounts, or individuals whose earnings records were corrected to show they paid more into the system than was initially recorded. Now let's talk about something that could put real money in your pocket if you qualify, and this is something a lot of people don't know about. If you're receiving both Social Security retirement or disability benefits and you're also a veteran, you need to listen very carefully because you might be eligible for VA benefits on top of your Social Security. These are two completely separate systems, and receiving one does not reduce the other in most cases. The VA has several programs including disability compensation, pension benefits, and aid and attendance benefits for veterans who need help with daily living activities. For veterans over 65 who served during wartime and have limited income, the VA pension can provide an additional $600 to over $2,000 per month, depending on your situation and whether you're married. The aid and attendance benefit can add even more if you need assistance with bathing, dressing, or other daily tasks. The important thing to understand is that your Social Security retirement benefit does count as income when the VA determines your eligibility, but many seniors still qualify because the income limits are relatively generous, especially if you have medical expenses that can be deducted. I've spoken with veterans who had no idea they qualified for these additional benefits until someone helped them apply, and now they're receiving an extra $1,000 or more every single month. That's $12,000 a year that was just sitting there waiting for them. Let me also address something that concerns a lot of you, and rightfully so, because nobody wants to get money they'll have to pay back later. Some of you are worried about benefit overpayments and whether accepting certain payments could cause problems down the road. Here's what you need to know. If the Social Security Administration makes an error and pays you too much, they will typically discover this during a routine review and send you a notice. If this happens, you have rights and options. You can request a waiver if you weren't at fault for the overpayment and if paying it back would cause financial hardship. You can also set up a payment plan to pay back small amounts over time rather than having your entire monthly check reduced dramatically. The key is to never ignore notices from the SSA. If you receive a letter saying you were overpaid, respond immediately and consider getting help from your local Social Security office or a benefits counselor. On the flip side, if you receive an unexpected payment and it comes with a clear explanation that it's a retroactive adjustment or a COLA catch-up, that's money you earned, and you don't need to worry about paying it back. For those of you on SSI, there are additional considerations that are especially important right now. Supplemental Security Income is a needs-based program, which means your payment amount can change based on your living situation, your other income, and your resources. If you're receiving SSI and you also have a small Social Security retirement or disability benefit, your SSI payment is reduced dollar for dollar after the first $20. This is called the income offset, and it's something you need to understand so you're not surprised when your total doesn't add up the way you expected. However, there's good news too. Many states offer what's called a state supplementary payment on top of the federal SSI amount. California, New York, Massachusetts, and several other states provide additional monthly benefits that can range from $10 to several $100 depending on where you live and your living arrangement. If you live in one of these states and you're not receiving a state supplement, you should contact your state social services department because you might be missing out on money that's available to you every single month. Let's talk about direct deposit schedules because I know many of you are wondering exactly when your money is going to hit your account. Social Security retirement and disability payments are distributed based on your birth date. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of the month, your payment comes on the 2nd Wednesday. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th, you get paid on the 3rd Wednesday. And if you were born between the 21st and the end of the month, your payment arrives on the 4th Wednesday. SSI payments, on the other hand, are distributed on the 1st of every month. But if the 1st falls on a weekend or holiday, the payment comes on the last business day of the previous month. This is why some SSI recipients receive their January payment on December 30th. Understanding this schedule helps you plan your budget and also helps you identify quickly if a payment is late so you can follow up with the SSA before it becomes a bigger problem. Now, I want to share some practical strategies to help you maximize every dollar of your retirement or disability income because small changes can add up to big differences over time. First, if you're not already signed up for Medicare's Extra Help program and you qualify, you could save thousands of dollars a year on prescription drug costs. This program helps pay Medicare Part D premiums, deductibles, and copays for people with limited income and resources. Many people who receive SSI automatically qualify, but even if you don't get SSI, you might still be eligible if your annual income is below about $22,000 for an individual or about $30,000 for a couple. Second, look into the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, formerly known as food stamps. Many seniors who receive Social Security are eligible for SNAP benefits, and depending on your state and situation, this could mean an extra $100 to $200 per month to help with groceries. That's real money that helps you stretch your fixed income further. Another strategy that doesn't get talked about enough is making sure your Medicare premiums aren't taking too big a bite out of your Social Security check. Most people have their Medicare Part B premium automatically deducted from their Social Security payment, and in 2025, the standard premium is about $185 per month. But here's what many people don't know. If you're struggling financially, you might qualify for a Medicare savings program through your state that will pay your Part B premium for you. This means you keep that full $185 in your Social Security check every month instead of having it deducted. Over a year, that's over $2,000 back in your pocket. You apply through your state Medicaid office, and the income limits are higher than you might think. So even if you don't qualify for Medicaid itself, you might qualify for premium assistance. Let me also address the tax implications of your Social Security benefits, because this catches a lot of people by surprise. Depending on your total income, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be subject to federal income tax. Now, before you panic, understand that this doesn't mean you'll lose 85% of your benefits. It means that portion is taxable income, and you'll pay your regular income tax rate on it. For most seniors, this ends up being a relatively small amount, but it's something to plan for. If you have other income sources like a pension, retirement account withdrawals, or part-time work, you're more likely to have a portion of your Social Security taxed. You can choose to have federal taxes withheld from your monthly Social Security payment by filing a Form W-4V with the SSA, which can help you avoid owing a large tax bill at the end of the year. The withholding rates you can choose are 7, 10, 12, or 22% of your monthly benefit. For those of you who are still working while receiving Social Security retirement benefits, there's important information you need to know about the earnings limit. If you're under your full retirement age, which is currently 67 for most people, and you earn more than $22,320 in 2025, Social Security will withhold $1 in benefits for every $2 you earn above that limit. However, once you reach your full retirement age, this earnings limit disappears completely, and you can earn as much as you want without any reduction to your Social Security benefits. Here's the silver lining. Any benefits that were withheld because of the earnings limit aren't lost forever. Once you reach full retirement age, Social Security recalculates your benefit to give you credit for the months when benefits were withheld, which results in a higher monthly payment for the rest of your life. My friends, as we wrap up our conversation today, I want to make sure you understand the most important takeaway from everything we've discussed. While there isn't a single $2,000 stimulus check landing in everyone's account this Friday, there absolutely are opportunities for you to increase your monthly income through legitimate benefit programs, retroactive payments, and strategic planning. The key is staying informed, responding promptly to any notices you receive from the Social Security Administration, and not being afraid to ask questions or seek help when you need it. Every single one of you has earned these benefits through years of hard work and contributions to our country, and you deserve to receive every dollar you're entitled to. Don't let confusion or fear prevent you from getting what's yours. If you found this information helpful, I want you to do me a favor. Share this with your friends, your neighbors, and your family members who might also be navigating these same questions. We're all in this together, and the more we help each other understand these complex systems, the better off we'll all be. And remember, you can always reach out to your local Social Security office, contact the SSA's helpline, or visit their website to check your benefit information and payment history. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to protecting your financial security in retirement. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and never hesitate to advocate for yourself. You've earned it, and you deserve it. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next update.